I hope I don't get in trouble for this song.
African warrior standing proud, your dark skin tone, the sun shouting loud. The pride lives on as firm as the ground, but history's torture dark as a cloud. One by one, the others come. Living one day together, us one. I got my Moscow,
One more minute.
I got my guns, so now won't be done. Freedom now for all my sons. Only one God to lead all my ones. Let your culture shine like the sun, and let these vultures turn back and run. Said you meant me no harm. Traders try to sell me no drum. Help me now to sing my song. Uhuru Africa, sing along.
Shaking, baby. You're shaking, baby. Don't do it. Hey guys, it's Denise Cooper, and I am listening to an actual video on YouTube. Mawana Afrobeat from Afro Punk, and let me see what year it was. February 29, 2016. Mawana Afrobeat is the actual channel, and I love that video. I watch it when I paint, or actually the drawings that I'm doing. Kinda inspired by Afro Punk. I love it. So I'm going to pause that. And I hope you can hear me because I'm a little under the weather, as I posted earlier. But the show must go on. It must. Hi, Kia Dene. Let me know if you hear me. And also, I'm in the bed, so you can still see the same setup, but I'm literally sitting in the bed right now. And I hope you guys can hear me, so let me know if anyone is out there. If you are not, I'm going to do a check real quick on the channel. Yep, it says I'm live. And Kia Dene. Probably here before I was. What? Kia Dene. How you doing, Kia Dene? Makes me want to watch Serafina. Serafina was not high five, Kia Dene. Serafina was so good. And I remember, this is funny. Well, it's funny to me, and I'm not going to be a really good storyteller, but me and my niece, Trinice Palmer, hey Trinice, over there in Virginia, or up there in Virginia, up and over, I watched the movie Serafina. I'm sure she watched it too, because we went to a club. This is back in my clubbing days with my niece. I used to literally drive from Florida to Virginia for 12 hours straight. Hi, KT. Hi, Denise Rader. Hi, Musical Toddy, the moderator. The moderator and the raider. We up in here. We trying to do this rap thing. But anyway, so me and my niece were out on the dance floor. And you remember when Serafina was doing this? Like, that was our stuff. We were literally doing that on the dance floor. People were like looking at us like, they so fly. We was just like, whatever. We going back with it. But I love Serafina. I'm so glad you brought that up. And tonight we're going to be discussing a lot of different book suggestions that I'm going to find in Essence, and my love for Essence magazine. And so last night, the title, I didn't get to change that, Kia Dene, so I'm sorry, hon. Let me go ahead and change that right now. I'm just going to title it My Love for Essence. And we are here. My love for Essence. Yes, we're doing this. This is Denise Cooper. This is Booktube Live on Art Books Live. Kia Dene is in the house, checking everything out. We are on. We are live. KT is in. And she had one of the most amazing videos that I watched today. Not just because I was in it. I'm just saying. Not just because she gave her a shout out, but the sisterhood is for real. And I really appreciate that. Musical Toddy is in the house making sure those of you who are watching now and have caught on to our schedule here, and you want to come up here playing games and do all that hate mess, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. Slaying with y'all. So anyway, then, and Denise Rader is in the house, who, yeah, got me hooked on thriftbooks.com, which I'm still enjoying because I have loads of books on my shelf from her suggestion. And so we'll be talking about that too, and you can get really economically safe books. Treat them well, wipe them down, put them in a bag, spray them, do what you got to do. They're used books. And, you know, with all that said, we're going to be talking about Essence magazine and its suggestions, and how I love the beauty that's in Essence. I grew up being subscribed to it. So I'm 52. I'm still subscribed to this beautiful, wonderful magazine. I am in the bed. I am sounding a little weird. I recognize that. And it'll come and it'll go, maybe. I got some water, but it's like down here now. So this is Booktube Live. This is how we do it. We talk about books. We talk about culture. We talk about current events. We're going to talk about everything. And last night we talked about the wonderful Bernice L. McFadden and her characters, Conquest and Climax, which was given to us by our creative director for the next 3 weeks. And then I thought, yes, that is amazing to just have us all be so involved and, you know, and hold a place on this Booktube Live so that you can be expecting something from us and know who's here on a regular in the chat room. I love it. And so Musical Toddy is our narrator, as I said, and Denise Rader is always here. And if she's not here, she's still here. Kia Dene is opening up the show, making sure things are on check and on point. And I'm losing my train of thought because I'm sitting up here trying to look at the, it says, I'm trying to catch up on my sub backlog. Yes. How are you feeling? Denise, I've got like, I'm on some codeine right now because they gave me some codeine and some actual antibiotics. Yep, I'm on the meds because I'm 52 and I'm still growing teeth apparently. And I have a tooth that, my wisdom tooth is pushing on a tooth. And it did that like maybe 5 years ago. It pushed on a tooth. They had to take that tooth out in the back. And now it's pushing on another tooth. But it's not even breaking through skin. I'm like, what is this wisdom tooth? I mean, I'm not that wise. I'm actually losing my memory, if you can tell. But seriously, it's like the top one and the bottom have to go. They did the x-rays on Thursday. I have a schedule and they're going to take some stuff out. And so they got me on some medications to prep me for the surgery. And it's when they did the x-rays, it's hitting on nerve. So imagine my head is feeling crazy. And I didn't mean to keep this thing on. I was just trying to lay down my edges. Yes, it was. Anyway, I'm in bed because every time I take the codeine, I fall asleep for a few hours. So I didn't even get to get out of the house today and go anywhere. So I'm going to take this off because it's really bothering me. Anything on your head when you have a headache is like the worst feeling ever. That like relieves some pressure, I'm telling you. And my foot is like right by the camera, you guys. So I hope I don't like move you around. I'm literally sitting on my bed. Pillows, yep, check. And so I'm here with it. I've got some Essence magazines. I've got some books, 3 different books that I have right here on my little stand that I'll talk about. And I was in the midst of writing everything down. And I was thinking, let me hurry and write these down because Kia Dene is going to be there. So I put Essence, check. We'll be talking about the Redemption song because Dee Dee was live on Instagram one day. And I was at lunch. And I'm so glad she does live on when I'm on my lunch break so I can kind of pop in and pop out. And so I was able to pop in for a little bit. And we were talking about, or she was talking about, book suggestions for the read along for February. So, and she was talking about Beloved. She was talking about Tar Baby. And I've read Beloved. You guys, as you know, I'm a little obsessed with Beloved. I've read it twice. I love Tar Baby. I love it. Song of Solomon is like what's always my #1 Toni Morrison book. But so she was talking about all the suggestions to, and I'm going to reread Song of Solomon because it's been years. And, you know, this year I reread Beloved. And that's a movie I need to purchase because that movie just like, it was awesome, but I'll tell you. So she also mentioned Redemption Song, and I'm thinking, oh, I read that. I have that book, and it's so tiny. Remember this book, Bertice Berry, right? And she's on Instagram also. I think she's cut all her locks off, and her hair is like real cute and short. You know, I love me some short hair. So she's got this cute little short do now, but this, let me see how many pages was in this book, or is in this book. Sorry, guys. Just not feeling good. But I was watching Kay. I watched Lisa today and liking books. And Denise Rader, are you making videos, sweetheart? Because I'm going to check on you again because the last time I checked, I didn't see any videos from you. Not that you have to. I'm just asking. Okay, so that's the acknowledgement. So I'm going to go in and tell you and it's so yellowing. My book is all yellow. It's 177 pages, and you see it's coming all apart. That's so sad. I've had this book a long time. It doesn't even have the little flap that goes in here. It's probably, yep, there it is. This is my book. It's all torn apart. But since, well, this is right here, so I'm just going to read this. And this is one of Dee Dee's possible suggestions, and I just kind of wanted to talk about that. So if you are not, if I'm not sure if she's taking suggestions still, and I need to check on that. But that was one that she brought up, and it just brought back so many good memories, and I really enjoyed that book, and I remember giving it to my daughter to read. And so this book has gone around. It went around to a lot of women at work, and everybody gave me back my book. And yes, one of the ladies goes, "Do you want me to buy you another book?" And I was like, "No, I just want my book back. Thank you." All right. No, I'm just joking, but I didn't want her to have to buy a book because I was the one lending it out, and I felt like I was the one responsible. And it just went around, and then people start commenting on how tattered it was getting, and they wanted to buy me another book. But then we start liking the fact that that was the book that went around, the tattered book. So, say all that to say, Denise, I'm doing okay, but you know, I could be better. So it says, in her fiction debut, comedian and inspirational speaker Bertice Berry, and if you're old enough, you remember she had a show, and if you were old enough, you also remember that she was a comedian. Bertice Berry has written a spiritual love story that will seep into your bones and remain with you long after the last page has been turned. Redemption Song is a marvelous story, and you know Bob Marley, Redemption Song. Anyway, a marvelous story about love, the importance of understanding one's history, and the power of books and how they can influence your life. Josephine Fina Chambers and Ross Buchanan meet in Black Images, a small African-American bookshop, as they both reach for a rare copy of a slave woman's memory book. Each refuses to let go of the book until the wise and spirited owner, Miss Cozy, negotiates a deal. Over the next several days, they will read the slave woman's book together. In the comfort of the bookstore, in the process, Ross and Fina will realize that the path to their shared future may be linked to something that happened more than a century ago. And so there's my little synopsis that is torn off. And in saying that, when I was watching Dee Dee live on Instagram, I had to go because it was my lunch break. So I didn't get to see what the turnout was, if you guys voted on a book. And so if you guys were on live with Dee Dee on Instagram, and she was talking about her February read for next year, 2018, during the Read So Lit's Black History Month, please let me know, and I'll check on you guys' comments. And so we'll be talking about Essence and the book suggestions. And I am telling you, when I'm laying here in bed and then I'm watching Karen, KT, bought me way back. I'm just having this nostalgic moment or something, because she bought up Black Expressions. And we were talking about that before, but Black Expressions was a book club that you would go to. I found it like on a magazine. I think I'm not sure if you found it on a magazine too, Kat. I gotta watch the video again, but you know my memory bad. So anyway, but however, we found the portal to Black Expressions and all these wonderful books. I feel like I have to bend over because I'm laying, like sitting in bed. Okay, you can see the top of my head. Okay, so I don't have to bend over. Hold on. She has so many Black Expressions books. I was like, rewind! I was like, I want that one. I want that one. I want to know if I can find those again. And so I was wondering tonight to ask you that. I mean, is there a way that I can get those magazines? I can look at it online. I'm sure I can. But I was so like happy to see those. I used to just order those books and I would just read it. I remember finding so many, just like you said, so many new authors and writers, and that's what inspired me to do 2018's Blackout when I went to the National Black Book Festival 2 years ago, because I didn't get to go last year due to being ill. What's going on in October with me being sick? So anyway, And it's next weekend, you guys. The National Black Book Festival is next weekend. If you are a booktuber or watch Booktube and you're a part of Booktube in any capacity, making videos, watching them and the like, reading alone, part of a book club, whatever, and you live in Texas and you're going to the National Black Book Festival, please let me know, because I would definitely like to meet you. And I'm praying that everything will be okay with me so that I can get there and get my suggestions for my independent indie writers for next year, because I plan on getting the books while I'm there. And like I said, if you do 12, just one book a month for an indie writer, that's 12 new authors for that year. And that's why I'm going down there. That's what inspired the Blackout. Black Expressions. Thank you for that video, Kay. I had a good time watching that. I really did. So let me go to your comments and see what you guys are saying. And Tati, I'm scrolling up like Tati wants me to, so I won't get lost in the sauce. Hey, Denise, says Musical Tati. Hey, sis, says Denise Rada. Hey, sister girl. You're here. How you feel? Yeah. Just did a little talk about that, but yeah, I'm going to make it. I am. I was like, when you did that video today, I was like, I have to do this because this is something I really like to do. I really enjoy it. And I hope you guys can tell that, because I get bored. And I watched another good video today about that, and I'm not the only booktuber that gets bored. But I remember years ago when I lived in the house, and I kind of said, if I see one more person sitting in front of their bookcase, and then when I watched this young lady's video today, I was like, yes. And then I sit in front of my bookcase, but because it's like, that's where they are. I mean, they're all over the place, and so where else are we going to sit? And sometimes, and I remember when I said that, Joe, the retired book nerd, went outside. She said she was taking my suggestion, and she went outside to this river, and she read a Langston Hughes poem. And that still to date is such a memorable Booktube video. It's like one of my favorite Booktube videos ever. The water was crashing, and she was sitting there, and then sometimes she would stand in her kitchen. She just was no longer sitting in front of her bookcase. And I really appreciated that. And I love those kind of videos. And I even love them when you're just sitting there, like Camille. He sits in the same space all the time, but it's his content. I love the types of books. So it's not just one or the other and what have you. It's what you're in the field for. It's who you connect with. It's a lot of things that come into play. So I really do get a little bored with myself, not like bored so much with the same, type of booktuber videos. I get bored with me. I mean, I'm a little spastic in the type of art I create. I'm always starting a series and then moving on to another series. I've got like 3 paintings in a series of 15 that I wanted to do. And the art show was yesterday. And I didn't do it because I was so stubborn in my mind. I didn't do the series that I wanted to do, so I didn't go. So I'm creating something else. Now I'm on to the drawings for the coloring books. And do I want to have a publishing company put these together? No, they're just going to be, and I don't have it right now. They're right there, because I'm doing one for Dee Dee right now, and it's watercolors. Because Dee Dee's a good artist. I'm telling you, I love her art and her watercolors. I can't wait. It's like a collab with Dee Dee. I'm doing the lines, and then she's going to watercolor them. So that's what I'm doing right now for Aisha and for Dee Dee. I finished Aisha's, and I'm just going to get that sent out, and then I'm doing Dee Dee's, and then I'll get hers sent out. And I hope you guys want one and purchase one. And the reason why I said I don't want to do the books like I thought in my head, like I did my own before, and have a cover and all the pages and everything, because it's very pricey. And then I've seen some of those adult, books that are created for people. They're $300, $200 and what have you. And I'm like, nah. But yeah, you do. It's your time, and you pay for somebody's time and all that good stuff. But anyway, talking about all that, I'm going to go to the next comment. Everybody's saying hello to Kia and Musical Toddy and me and everybody. So hello, everyone. And I am feeling the way I feel. Yeah. I'm trying to catch up with her sub backlog. I hear you. I'm catching up on my ladies, Brenda Jackson and Beverly Jenkins, talking about Black expressions. And I'm sure I found out about, I remember reading Brenda Jackson when I was younger back in the day. And I used to check out, and I still do, as you guys know, I love the library. But I remember checking out Brenda Jackson. I know that name. And Beverly Jenkins, I'm not sure if I've ever read anything by Beverly Jenkins. But you guys are, this today was like so nostalgic for me. Like all these videos talking about Black expressions, talking about, redemption song, talking about books that, we've read in the past and how we came to find different authors. And it was really nice. And so, next one says, you're growing more wisdom, says, girl, for real. Seriously, I don't understand what the growth is about. I'm old already. Be done with it. Yellow pages give me good goosebumps, don't they? It's like we've been there. Like we've had this relationship with this book, with this author, and then all the people that I just mentioned. I don't remember all those people's names, the co-workers, but of course my daughter. And we just really enjoyed that book. And I was like, go Bertice. And I kept looking forward for more books. And to this day, I don't know if she's written any other books. So KT says, and oops, let me go back. Okay, and KT says, I think I have Redemption Song, or I did have it. Too comfortable to get up and go see. I so feel you. And how's your 8-month-old grandbaby? Was it your grandbaby or your nephew? I think it was your grandbaby. 8 months is such a cute age for babies. I used to read, when my babies were babies and little and rocking and, breastfeeding or whatever, I used to read the classics to them. I remember reading Bram Stoker's Dracula to my kids, and it wasn't, they're not going to pick up on that. It wasn't scary like in that way. It was the verbiage. I was just doing it so that they can hear my voice as I held them and rocked them to sleep, and I would read because I was like, I'm a reader. And so what am I going to do? Is I'm rocking this kid. I love you to death, but goodness gracious, mommy need to have something in her brain. So I would read out loud to my kids, and my mother did the same thing. She would make me read the newspapers out loud, just to make sure that I could speak properly. Mommy, I've messed that up. So, takes me, she said, I corner to corner, a corner to corner blanket. Oh, Toddy, you're making a blanket. Oh my goodness. I just finished a scarf last night during our chat. Oh my goodness, Kate. So KT and Toddy are, is it knitting? Is it cross? It's not cross stitch. You're knitting, right? And is it with those big knittings, or is it crocheting? I remember that my mother had the knitting needles, and I could never pick that up. But she taught me how to crochet, and I learned how to do a circle, and then hook it to another circle and another circle. But I could never do. I don't know. I could never get the whole make a sweater and all that good stuff. So on here on Booktube Live, we are talking about sweaters and scarves and blankets, and this is really cool, because we do have other hobbies and interests and passions in our lives other than the literary world, but that is what brought us together. So, takes me a month to finish a blanket, says KT. Normally it's the same for me, but this has to be done by mid-November. Are you selling it to someone, Toddy? And as those indie writers, if they are available on ebooks, I sure will, Toddy, because I know a lot of them, they'll tell you, when I was down there, I know Miss Phyllis Dixon, which I did read her book, 40 Acres, and I talked about it. I think I did a talk or review, whatever you want to call what I do on here. And then she was selling Down Home Blues, and I got it. She said you could pre-order it off of Amazon, but now, of course, it's available, and I purchased it from the Doc Bookshop here in my city in Fort Worth. The Black-owned bookstore, the Doc Bookshop, and they have a website, and we talked about that a little bit. And I'll link definitely going to link all of that stuff next year too. So I can't do 100% all Black next year because of my book club. I'm going to read at least 2 Black authors from my shelves each month. That's awesome, because looking at, it's not like an issue with anybody that's here to read those. It's more of like their support for the indie authors that are coming out, and like I really, as you guys I've talked about several times, being so impressed with Dolores Phillips' first novel, The Darker Child, and how when I went to Houston and saw those independent writers, and then all the very well-known writers who have gotten 3 or 4 or 5 books up under their belt and more, that were giving writer discussions and oh my goodness, the word escapes me, but I can see it. They're giving all these writer talks or what have you. And what's his name was there? Ah, ah, I'll think of it in a minute. Roland Martin. Roland Martin was there. Good talks, but he's harsh. And these are some very some of the people that had questions for him. What's your book about? This, that, and the other. What's your, how you did it? Let me see that book. It's too dark. And he was giving all this advice. And I like Roland Martin. Don't get me wrong. And I've known him from, not know him personally, just know of him from years back. He's been doing his thing and kudos to him, and very proud of the fact that he's had such a long career in doing and speaking his truth and being an advocate for. So don't get me wrong, it's just that he was hardcore on this young man who wrote this book, and he asked him what it was about, and he told him, and he was like, kind of summed up the guy's story for him, and then told him about the the cover of the book and what have you, and its availability and how important it was. And then so when we come home from our trip to Houston, I go to Roland Martin's webpage. Mr. Martin, I go to his webpage to get his books. I was really wanting to purchase his book. I was like, okay, go there. We could see his books. It was about 3 books on the webpage or something. Click on it, nothing happened. Click on it, nothing. I was like, accessibility, Mr. Martin. You just got on this little kid, and I felt like a mother hen, like I was protecting this little kid. Well, not a little kid, but he was a grown man, but he was very young, like 20 something, and he was kind of hard on him or whatever. But I agreed with everything he said. It's just how he said it, and the guy was obviously a shy young man, but he's written his book, and he's got his book with him, and it's complete and it's done. So say something good for the shy man that comes to you asking out of respect for some guidance, and don't talk to him like he's less of a man because the cover is not easily for a reader to go pick out on a book. I think what he was talking about, because I went to your website and couldn't get the book, and we was clicking, and it was very hard to get. Still to this day I don't have that book. So ding. But yeah, and that's just something that I wanted to bring up. But I'm telling you, most of them, I think the ebook thing, and it may be because I'm not too interested in the ebooks, but I know some of the people that would give me their business cards had ebook, had Amazon, had different places where you could actually go and see them. So this year I'll do the same. I'll pick up some cards, and I know last year I showed the books, and even the what do you call the little postcards with their advertisements on it, and it has how you can get in touch with them. They're the ones who have a website or just gladly, proudly put their phone numbers and emails out there. So I'll do that again, and we'll get to meet them in that respect. So also wanted to, and since I'm trying to get caught up, you guys are so interesting, and this back and forth and the talking and the chat and the live here is so interesting that I literally, I feel like, okay, I know this is going to be recorded, and I do want to be face forward a bit, but I kind of want to be more in on the discussion. So seriously, I think we need to arrange a get together just once a year, once every 3 years, or what have you. But I think it would be really cool if we did. If you guys are up for that, I would love that. And we could film it, we could talk to each other, and then we could turn the cameras off and just have a great time. Go book shopping, go get some hot toddies or whatever we want to do with our lives. But I just think it's important that we do that. Maybe we can talk to Dee Dee about coming over here back home to America and do a Read So Lit get together. So let me go and read your comments, and then I'm going to talk about the essence a little bit. Normally it takes, okay, that's where I left off, Toddy. And that's where I left off the ebooks. So KT says, I can't do, and I read that 100%, which of course I'm not, I am so glad that you're able to do any of it and represent it in any type of way. The thing is, you already are. And like I said, most of us here don't have an issue. Now, Kia Denise says, I wish I knew how to crochet. Yeah, like crochet was the easier one. The other knitting with the two, I didn't get that. Kia, I that was hard for me. I don't know why, but those pointy needles, they look like weapons. And my mother was like quick and fast with it. And I was like, I can't do that. I can do the crochet thing, but I haven't done it in like a long time. A long time. But I remember trying to pick it up one time when I was doing my dolls, when I created my dolls. And I was just telling my friend Karen, I have a friend Karen. So I was just telling her the other day because she stitches and her mother has all this fabric she was talking about. And I was talking about my dolls. I have sold all my dolls. Why am I not still creating dolls? That's the thing. Like when you have so many things in your head and then you're reading and then you want some quiet space or whatever and just to create. I'm all over the place with my art and my creations. And so I remember when I was making my dolls and I crocheted the hair because it was quicker, and the crochet looks like a braid, and then I would sew the braid into the hair, and it was fun to do that. And that's the only time that I've crocheted since my mother taught me, since I was a little kid. So all these nostalgic, memorable childhood memories, young adult memories, and then I'm going to catch up again. I left off at Kia Dene, and there we go. Okay, so then KT says, Kia, I learned how to crochet from Booktube. What? I meant YouTube. Okay, YouTube. That is awesome, because you know YouTube has a tutorial on everything. How to pick up an essence and properly display the picture. This is, I mean, everything. If you want to DJ my son, I think it was something that we were trying to do with my other car before, you know, it tanked. And he just looked it up on YouTube. I was like, oh my God, they have everything right here on YouTube. And that's awesome. So, and then Toddy says, I learned as a Girl Scout, but there are a lot of tutorials on YouTube. Toddy was a Girl Scout. How was that, Toddy? You still got some cookies? Girl Scout cookies, the mint chocolate ones, the peanut butter ones, those are my favorite. What are your favorites out there, you guys? And Kia Dene says, I may have to try that. I asked my mom, but she treated me like I had a disability because I'm left-handed. Okay. I don't feel like laughing all the way back because I'll fall over the bed and the camera will be going and I'll be falling and it'll be the talk of, yeah, this little corner. Remember that time Denise fell off the bed because she was laughing at Kia Dene? But you're left-handed, and was my mom left-handed? No, my mom was right-handed. My ex is left-handed. Both of my exes are left-handed. Like the president is left-handed. Okay, Mom? Kia Dene can and crochet and knit and all that good stuff. There are good videos to teach you left-handed. See? There you go. Kia Dene says K. And Musical Toddy says, oh yeah, right-handers have a hard time teaching left-handers, but what Kay said. Kia Dene says, okay, I will look into it. So her grandson, that was your grandson, Jackson, he's too cute. Jackson, I love the way that's spelled. That's such a good name for a kid. Okay, so now, and she says she's not selling it, shipping it to a friend who's having a hard time. Look at you, Toddy. So says Musical Toddy. That's where that comment came from. And she's knitting, and it's the cover that you're making, right? And that's really nice, Toddy says Kay. Michael Reeds is in the house. Hey, I finally made it to a live video. Hi, Michael Reeds. And I see your hair growing out. Are you going to be re-dyeing it? That's what I want to know. Not about books. And I did subscribe to your other channel. You guys, if you do not know, and I know most of us do who watch Michael Reeds, he has another channel where he talks about anime. So please go over and subscribe. Hit the like button, do what you got to do, and support Michael. And did you get another phone, Michael? Because I've been following you on Facebook too. I'm like all up in all y'all business. But that's what community is. And so I just want to know if you got a new phone and is everything okay with your videos. And it would be so much fun, Michael says, Kid Musical Toddy. Read So Lit get together would be lit. I think so. I think we should do it. I think that would just be, I think that would be awesome. I really do. And hey, maybe one year we can go to Paris and see Dee Dee. I don't know. just let's get the coins together, people. Let's do this. Let's work it out. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the book suggestions that I have for 2018. Again, the hashtags are Black. Booktube Black, which is what Dee Dee came up with, Reading Blackout, which Dee Dee came up with, and also we all know her Read So Lit and Read So Lit 365. So I'll be using all of those, and mine was just the Blackout 2018. So when you see that, or when you see all of those hashtags, please use them next year. And of course, we're always using Read So Lit and Read So Lit 365. I think that is something that should never stop. Definitely in support of that hashtag. I just love it. And so tonight, talking about Miss Director, I mean, making all these beautiful books into movies and doing her thing. I love Ava DuVernay. Look at her. I cut off my address because I took this to work and was reading it. Love it. I'm sorry, I'm just holding it up. But I have a love for Essence. And we were talking earlier, Michael, about magazine that KT found today. If you haven't watched her video, please go watch it. And she's talking about a magazine. It was a book club called Black Expressions. And you go online. I remember going online, or I found it through Essence years ago. And I would pick out the little books. It was just like a little card like this. And you would, you know, pick out your books that you want. And then you send them the money. They would send you the book first before you even send them the money. And, I mean, I found so many great books, and I just used to love it. And then years ago later, just like forward years later, I don't know what happened. And I started checking out some of those same writers from the library. So I kept, you know, reading them, and just, you know, my girlfriend books, as I called them. And I don't know if there was a lot of nonfiction, but at that moment I didn't care. I just wanted Black Expression books, and it was very important to me. So in Essence, they always have really good book suggestions. And this one here, that and let me see. Now I'm sitting on my bed again. I got the light back there, so I noticed that this was pretty good. So hopefully you can see this. This is, of course, where's it at? Oh, I covered it. I'm sorry, my bad. There we go. Michael Eric Dyson, Tears We Cannot Stop. Michael Eric Dyson. And Dee Dee, I believe, is the one who did. I think I haven't seen any other reviews on him too much. But then again, we can't watch everything. And it's, the title of the actual article is Dear White People. But the book is Tears We Cannot Stop by Michael Eric Dyson. And then, as soon as you read a little bit of this article, there's another amazing writer. Pulitzer Prize winning writer, and I listened to the audio, but I really want to own the book, and I'm going to buy it next year. And that is by Isabel Wilkerson, I believe. Let me read. Dear White People, a leading thinker writes a letter to America post-Obama, by Patrick Henry Bass. In her powerful 2015 essay in this magazine, Pulitzer Prize winner Isabel Wilkerson, yes, in response to what appeared to be an endless occurrence of violence against Black men and women in the United States, described the nadir. We seem to be in a continuing feedback loop of repeating a past that our country has yet to address. Our history is one of spectacular achievement, as in Black senators of the Reconstruction era, or the advances that culminated in the election of Barack Obama, followed by a violent backlash that threatens to erase the gains, and then a long, slow climb to the next mountain where the cycle begins again. And it goes on. I'm not going to read the whole article to you, but every time I see a book, and this is in their section, and it's called Seen Books, and he is in that particular article, and that's the book suggestion for that particular essence, with Ava on the cover. And then there's the newest essence that I have with Candy. And this is how they usually look. And there might be more, but I just wanted to show that Eric Dyson, because I only have one Eric Dyson book, and I can't wait to read it next year. But I'm going to get most of, you know, I'm telling you, I can't wait to bookshop next year. Just can't. I just can't. I don't know what the heck's going on with this hair. Anyway, so this is the newest one. This is Candy from Escape, with her amazing voice, and her sisters, and they're back doing things. And I'm not a reality TV watching. I know Michael. I know Michael. I know Michael loves it. But I just can't. And the thing is, I can't judge because I just have never seen them. The reality TV shows that I start watching was um, the Real House. Not no. The Basketball Wives with Shanti, as in Shanti and Evelyn, and then later comes Tammy Roman, which to me is the OG of reality TV because back in the day when music TV, MTV actually played videos and music before they start getting all into the reality stuff. Their first that was the first entrance into reality TV that I got back in the MTV days was The Real World, and Kevin Powell, who has become like one of my favorite writers, and he's always up in the Essence too, and he's written several books, and I just checked out a Kevin Powell book I think at the beginning of this year, and it was him, this big old thick book about other writers and African American writers. I remember Juno Diaz was in there, so it was writers of color maybe, and it was just awesome. And I read several different stories. I mean, the book was big. I didn't read all of them. I wanted to read Kevin Powell, Juno Diaz, and several others, and so I did, and then I took the library book back. But Tammy Roman from The Real World, her and Kevin Powell are in the same show, and so now, of course, you know, musicians that I loved Escape. I still got their CDs somewhere, and you know, I don't watch her. I don't. I remember seeing, like, you know, when you're watching something and the little things that come up on YouTube about, yeah, I just, I can't. I can't. I'm going to check on y'all and see what Michael says, because I know Michael watches. I know he does. And I used to love The Real World, says KT. Yes. It was so good. And then after a while, it was like a formula. There always had to be a, you know, crazy person, and there always had to be some quiet person, or religious person, a non-religious, and you know, an angry black woman or angry black man, and a little, you know, young innocent white girl. Or I mean, it just became very formulaic, and I was like, okay, y'all just stealing from these shows. It was just crazy. But let me go back up. Michael Reed says, Michael Reed is cracking up. Michael. Okay, we were saying hi to Michael. Okay, now I'm caught up. Okay, would be fun. Yeah, I got a new phone. Good. I remember Black Expressions. Hey, Deirdre. How are you, hon? You remember, girl, you young. You don't remember no Black Expressions. That's a figment of your imagination. You don't remember that. No, I don't know how young you are, but I always think you guys are all so younger than me. And I say that because we were talking about that too. I'm the baby of my family, so I was always happy, like Toddy, to find somebody to say, girl, you're just a baby. You're just young. So I always think you guys are really, really young. So he got a new phone, and Deirdre's in the house. Musical Toddy says, I stopped watching reality TV a few years ago. Now I watch a girl on here who does reviews. Who? What? Huh? I used to love The Real World, says KT. Toddy, what you talking about? Let me scroll down. I'm sorry, you guys. This is Denise Cooper, and this is Booktube Live, and we are talking about essence and suggestions and Black expressions from KT's wonderful video today. I can't hype it enough. And I was laying in bed, like I'm still in bed, just sitting up and put the light and everything over here. Just going over my essence and my love for essence and all the beauty. I totally love it. But KT brought me back, and then when I was watching Dee Dee on the Instagram Live, just to catch some of you guys who are coming up, Redemption Song was one of the books that she mentioned that was a possible read for February's read along for Read So Lit's Black History Month. I had to leave that one because I was at lunch at work, and I didn't get to know what was chosen. I don't know if they decided on anything. So again, if you guys were watching, let me know. And now that we're caught up, let me see if I got some more water. I'm out. And the time is 6:43. Well, I'm glad it ain't 8:43. That would mean 2 hours. No, we're not going to do that. Hi, Stevie. Hi, Nicole. Hi, everyone that will join later. And hi, Erica. Miss you. And so let me go back. And hi, Paul Brighton. Hi, Columbus Moore. And let me go back up. Hi, Dawn. You guys know I say hi to everybody that my little mind. Alicia, Ashley, musical. Okay, so we're talking about the real world. Was amazing before they started doing road rules, and then all the competition shows, yes, and then all of a sudden they just forgot about music. They were like, this is getting more play, so forget the music. I know we're still called music television, and remember all the music, what they call them, VJs, like a DJ. They like invented that. It was like the VJ. Well, at least in my time, I thought they did. And I know there was a Dick Clark and all that stuff before them, but it just became huge, and all those Kirk Roder and whoever, and it was just a lot. And I see one girl that does commercials, and so they're just always out there. And it was a nice time when MTV came along, and then the shows, and they just forgot about music. So true, says KT. And Michael says, I love trashy reality shows. I know you do. And you make me want to watch that RuPaul. And I was like, no, I can't be getting involved in everything. I just can't do it. But I did watch Basketball Wives. And then I stopped watching. I just couldn't do it anymore. And then I remember the first day I watched Toni Braxton talking about it was Tamar's idea to, hey, let's do, a reality show with, with the sisters and everything. And so Toni was like, okay. And they did the show, and I was like, they just bickering and bitching and complaining and fighting, and I was just, and then like 6 hours later, I'm like, okay. I was so in. I was so in. I was like, you tell him, Tamar, because she was the little sister, and I was like, I've been there. Y'all don't ever listen to me. She's always right. I loved it, and now it's just too much for me. It's like I go in and out, but yeah, I haven't watched in a long time. And I remember what the Kardashians and everybody was talking about that, and I was like, I am never watching that show, because you could see them everywhere. It was just whatever. And then one day I sat down and I watched the show. I watched a couple episodes. I was like, Kim is really nice. I was like, she's so pretty. She's really nice. And Courtney's just gorgeous. And that other one, whatever, she was vulgar. And she was always feeling on her sister's booty. I just remember that. And then I just couldn't watch it anymore. I watched a few, and then I was like, I'm done with it. Oh, yeah, the Drag Race. Oh, you know what? Oh, Michael. Okay, so RuPaul has, and because, the art. Okay, it's on Hulu Plus, and I think I watched it all like in maybe 2 days. And I think there was only 2 seasons that I know of, and because again, I had to start doing stuff, and I stopped watching TV and whatever. So RuPaul is the guest host, or he hosts the show, not a guest host. He hosts the show called Ink. Oh, I forgot what it is. It's they're doing body painting, right? And so they pick all these artists from different fields, whether it's doll makers like myself, or painters like myself, or sculptors. I've done sculpture. Just any kind of artist from their own fields. And some of them are really good and not famous, but like doing very well. And so they put them in this competition, and they have to paint these, naked ladies. They got little pasties on them and, little underwear. And they have to paint on this body, and, it's awesome. Hold on, you guys, because my son's calling me. Yes! Live. What?
Never mind.
You're making my head hurt. Oh, hey, did you go get some food? Hold that thought. Say what?
No.
Did you get my text? We wanted some tacos. I just wanted some enchiladas, some cheese enchiladas, since I don't eat meat. And I would like one. And I need some tea. Hey, can you open the door? Did I lock it? Excuse me. This is live. So I'm so serious about this. Is it locked?
Yeah.
I can't even get up. Like, Jimmy your way through or something. I don't feel good.
You didn't text me.
I did text you. Oh, no, I called you. I left you a message. Talk amongst yourself. Toddy, you got this. Hey.
Yeah.
Really, you can't get in?
No.
Like, try harder. Thank you. What you got? Hi, you guys. I want you to come over here because
No, I'm good.
Okay, you don't want to come on over here. Oh, you look so handsome.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to the gym and get buff?
Yeah.
You got and your hair's cut. Oh, nice. Your brother did that. What you got?
Got some shoes.
Okay. Hold on, y'all. I'm so serious. It's 6:40 something. Anyway, I need something to drink.
Water?
I just want water. Unless you got some hot tea. Karen said you made some tea earlier. No? Did you make coffee?
I make no coffee.
What is she talking about?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, essence in a few. Hold that thought.
All right.
I need something to drink.
All right.
Yeah, please. I want to see what you got too. He has a clothes haul. What you got in that little bag? Little boy. Little boy.
Water.
Boy, get my water and then show me what you got. Okay. Thanks for that. For your patience. I appreciate that. And you're gonna have to shut the door. Make sure the air is on. Mommy's burning up. Things ain't right in her life right now. Her teeth is hurting. Oh. Okay, so Kay. Toddy. Michael. Denise Ryder. Kia Danae. Lisa. Everybody. Where's my thing? What am I looking for? I really don't know. Oh, I need to go back here. Michael, don't laugh. Michael, don't laugh, because I'm going to check on you, and Michael be like, ooh, it's live tonight. See, this is reality TV. See how that segued? We were talking about reality TV, and then we get a true dose of it. This is what happens. Oh, my head is hurting. Let me see what you got. Why don't you just pass it over to me? He just... Okay. Dang, I messed up the camera angle and everything. You're so silly. This is what he got. Let me see. Oh. New Balance. These are nice. These are clean. It's like my favorite colors, you guys. Red, black, and white. You know my bedroom used to be red, black, and white. That's pretty nice. Did you buy these for me?
No.
That boy wears size 12. I can't fit in these. But my son William, we wear the same size. So if William buys something, man, I remember I took over his gray Air Force Ones. Yeah. Those things were smooth. That was gray, and he loves gray. And I remember me and my son DJ that I'm talking to right now painted. I love those.
Yeah.
My son William's apartment gray. It was so dope. So let me see what was in that little bag.
Those are socks.
Socks. What kind of socks?
New
Balance or just white socks?
Yeah.
Oh, we want taco,
yeah.
Whatever that is. Yeah, I got some money. Okay, headache. I'm gonna be with y'all in a minute. Seriously, this is live. This is what we do. This is layback Sunday in the bed. I'll be better next week. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about, Kay. And I also just said something else to Kay. Liking books. I was watching her today, and obviously Kay watched the video because you were asking me how I was doing. So thank you. But I was doing a booktube on Booktube. And then I just got like, I couldn't even like get hype. But I love that video, and she kept me company today. I watched her on auto today, like so about 3 or 4 videos, and then I fell asleep. Then I woke up, and then I watched Kay. Don't knock over that light, so be careful. So how you guys doing, Toddy? I know Toddy's keeping you guys company, and so this is how Booktube Live goes. If you are just tuning in and you're wondering why, yeah, we're doing all this. This is just how it is. And so what? No. Oh, my card is in here. My bad. I don't want to pull it out on camera because folks is real thrifty. I just want cheese enchiladas. You know what? I'm that's not my card anymore. That's it's the colorful arty one. I ordered that one. Oh, I'm so tired. Let me see. What was I gonna say? I forgot. That's too funny. I just wanted one enchilada. I mean the enchiladas. You know how they come in two. All right. Thanks. Shut my door. Appreciate you. Shut it. Like all the way, not like you do your door. Oh, that's right. It's locked. Unlock it then. You got access to it. Thank you. Hi guys. Hi. This is Denise Cooper. I'm a little under the weather. I'm on codeine. There was an interruption. This is live. This is reality TV. Reality Booktube. Anyway, so I was watching Liking Books, and then I went to sleep, and then I woke up, and then I watched Karen's amazing video, and I loved it. And then I had to start getting ready to do Booktube Live. So let me scroll up. I'm sure Toddy kept you guys entertained. If that wasn't entertaining enough, let me see. I used to order some. Hold on, let me go back. Because has he ever been on camera? Yes, he has. He's remember when if you guys got a chance to see it, Russell from Ink and Paper Blog, who I still love watching his book hauls, because he's got book hauls that are just different, and his whole California vibe. I love his channel. And so Russell saw the video with me and DJ at Barnes and Nobles, right? And that's the day that I was reading The Black Count and Jesmyn Moore's A Fire This Time. And DJ was reading this book, and now the name is out of my head. But Russell saw the book, and he sent me a message on Instagram saying that he has an extra copy. He sent us the book, and so when we got it out the mail, I knew it was from Russell, and so I let DJ open up the package. And so that's DJ sitting in there, and then of course at Barnes and Noble, and singing there. And yeah, but DJ's a quiet soul. He's like me. I mean, I'm always in my room. My friend Karen, she always mentions, she goes, "You guys are always in your rooms." That's what we do. He loves music, so he's always on the the ones and twos in his room. He has albums. He's a 24 now, and he has albums. He has John Coltrane's The Love Supreme, which I never even had, and I love John Coltrane. So we talked about at least one of the suggestions in Essence, and then I was going to Candy Alexander. That's where we got talking on the reality, and how apropos to talk about reality TV, and then reality happens. That was not planned, because at this point I was just like, I don't care, I don't feel good, and we family. So I am going to go up and see what else. I'm sorry, hold on. It would be so much fun. Okay, now I remember Black Expressions. I stopped watching. Okay, and then okay, so now I think I'm caught up, Toddy. I'm 47. I'm right there with you, says KT. When I was talking about being older, there's a YouTube channel called Miss P TV. She does reviews and recaps of reality shows. Better than the real thing. I'm gonna have to get into that. And RuPaul's Drag Race is the best, says Michael Reeds. And Michael Reeds also says, yeah, he hosts that show with the artists. Their works are incredible. Are they not? I loved it. I literally, like, I think it was on a Sunday, and I just binged watched. And I just love to hear RuPaul talk, and he's all clean, and he's not in drag. He's just, with his bald, clean head and his nice glasses, and he's just, talking about, the winners and so forth and so on. And he's so precise that the show doesn't carry on, like, over talking and doing too much. He is just good. He's a really good host. I love it. And I don't remember the name of the darn show. And I love the way it comes on. It's just artistic, and it's beautiful, and it's right up my alley. And I've always actually wanted to be painted, yeah, in the buff. And still, because even though I'm 52 and, got way too much curvature, not too much, the curves that I have, I'm not ashamed of them. And I still want, like my artist friend, I used to always want him to do the nude painting pictures of me, and then also do the painting. And I wanted a back and forth with just where you could see the nude, and then but not like not vulgar, artistically. And I see nothing wrong with that, because I am a lover of art, and the most creatively beautiful, artful thing in the world is a human body, to me. So says me, and so says so many other people who create, and those who don't, and who view and love it, and not in a pornographic way. Not at all. Okay? That's not what I'm talking about. So anyway, yeah, he hosts that show, and I'm caught up. Laugh out loud. Please get your mama some water. Thank you, Toddy. And Kia Danae is laughing. Did anyone hear ever actually order from Black Expressions? I did all the time. I was a regular. And then one time I forgot to pay for the books, and they kept sending me the little bill, and I was like real young, and I ain't had no money. And so I made up another name, and I got, yeah. And so let's catch up. Anyway, has blah 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 blah. Yep. Okay, there we go. Did anyone ever? Yep. Did you just troll the website like me? I love the website too, Toddy, but I did order all the time. Has he ever been on camera? Okay, I did answer that, so I was a little out of order. He's been on her IG, but not YT. Yes, he has. He was on the Booktube, Barnes and Noble's video, and he did the book mail with Russell's book that he sent to him. And KT says, I used to order some to keep them from shipping me the books I don't want, but I used to forget and ended up with a bunch of books I never intended to buy. Exactly. And when I watched your video today, I was like, yes, because when you said that you were too lazy to send them back, I was like, I'm not sending them back. I just kept it. And yeah, so they were very clever. They knew we wasn't going to send them books back. They knew it. That's why I never joined Kay. I had such a bad experience with another company. I also, that says Musical Toddy. I also got into that BET Arabesque book club. I never canceled and ended up with 10,000 romance books I never read. Says Kay. Oh my gosh. I wasted my money, but I donated those books to the Literary Association. Awesome. Michael's Musical Toddy says, oh my God, Kay, I bought the Arabesque books from Walden Books. I used to work for Walden Books, you guys. I couldn't imagine having all those books. Did you read them? This is fun. Yes, the ones I bought Brenda Jackson had, and a few in the list. And let me scroll down, because that little arrow thing, I don't know how to do that. That's how I found out, about her. Now, I remember, who was the one that wrote the book? Oh gosh, I remember, and I even remember where I was reading the book. I was in Virginia, and Big Girls Don't Cry. Who wrote that book? And I can look it up, but I'm scared to touch too much because I am on the bed and the camera's just kind of lazily sitting there. And my foot, if I move my foot, yeah, you guys are going to be like looking in my lap, and we don't need all that. We don't. I know you might want to, but we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that there. Okay, so anyway. Oh, the essence. Talking about reality. I wanted to open this up because, again, Booktube. And let me take off my glasses. And Fall's Finest. 5 of the season's best reads, from personal history to science fiction, by Patrick Henry Bass. And again, this is the October. And I have my address right there. This is the October Essence 2017 issue with Candy on it, from Escape. Now, let me put my glasses on so I can show the picture and feel comfortable knowing that you guys are seeing it without all the glare. So this is the picture of the section that I'm on for the books. Can you see it? Can you see it? I think you can. I think you can. Fall's Finest. Okay, so Kia Danae, I'm going to read this. Fall's Finest, it says, the awakened woman, remembering and it looks like reigniting. Can I read? Denise Rader, can I read? Remembering and Reigniting Our Sacred Dreams by Dr. Terry Trent. Forward by Oprah Winfrey, no doubt. And that's that first book. It says The Happening. Many of us met Dr. Terry Trent through the Oprah Winfrey Show. The OWN founder has called the Zimbabwean Dynamo one of her all-time favorite guests. You'll understand why in the new memoir, The Awakened Womanhood, Remembering and Reigniting Our Sacred Dreams. And it says it's from Atria/Enliven, that's the publisher, $26, which empowers women to access a fearlessness that will enable community progress. Dr. Terry, I'm sure I'm butchering that, Last name is Trent. Very easy to say, Trent. If you are interested, there she is. Very beautiful. I like it. Why did I pick up the accent? And then our girl, Nikki Giovanni, A Good Cry, a natural wonder, says Patrick Henry Bass. No living poet has had as profound an impact on at least 3 generations of writers and prose lovers as Nikki Giovanni, he says. Not only does she dazzle us with her mastery of language, but she also touches our soul by tapping into the best of who we are as a culture. Those skills are on display in A Good Cry. I wanted what we learn from tears and laughter. William Morrow is the publisher, and it's 1999. A look at love and loss that includes a remembrance of Maya Angelou, Dr. Maya Angelou. Yes, and Nikki Giovanni with her Thug Life tattoo from Tupac Shakur, because she loves her some Tupac. So yes, and so that's another book. And then Bluebird, Mystery Woman, Atika Locke, you guys. And there's a picture of Atika Locke. You know what? All these times I've been knowing Atika Locke, and she does the, is she director or some of the Empire show. I've never seen the picture like this. She looks really, really, really young. And you guys, this is really, really short. I mean, tiny little picture. So I don't know. There she is, right there. And you may have already seen her and know who she is. I haven't read any Atika Locke, but she's definitely on my radar to read next year. I remember when I was at the library and I was going to check out some of her books, and then I noticed there was like a series kind of thing. I wanted to make sure that I started at the beginning with her, or at least it seemed like a series, or somebody that you should read in chronological order. And I like that when that happens, and I like standalone. So either way, it's just whatever you're ready for, right? So Atika Locke has delivered riveting suspense thrillers that only the brave will read alone in the woods with Bluebird, Bluebird. Mulholland is the publisher, $26 from the Empire Scribe, takes us to East Texas. What? To East Texas for her 4th novel. This is a different side of that storied southwestern region. Drawn from her memories, this page turner combines heart and heat. Yes, and then Akata Witch is in here with Nede Okafor and Never Stop from Simba Sana. A beautiful struggle. Full disclosure, I met Simba Sana many moons ago when he was the co-founder of Karibu, K-A-R-I-B-U Books, a legendary Prince George's County black bookstore chain that created a space for writers and readers. Wow, that sounds so good. He was always reverential to authors, I'm so sorry, who knew he had quite the story in him. Question mark. Never Stop is the name of the book, and it's a memoir. And it's only $17 by Agati Bolden. And it says it's hands down one of the best explorations into the black male psyche I've read. Okay, I think we may have found, oh well, you wanted historical fiction, but I think we may have found a new, at least I've never heard of him. And his name again is Simba, S-I-M-B-A, Sana, S-A-N-A. And he's good looking. Quite good looking. Quite good looking. There he is. And there's Miss Nettie Okafor. Yes. So those are the books in this October issue of Essence. And my love for Essence just goes deep. I just think it's a beautiful put together magazine. And it always reminds me of Susan L. Taylor. And you guys know I talked about her as one of my phenomenal women. And this is just a beautiful magazine. And there is our Queen of Soul. Yes, Miss Aretha Franklin. And so they've got an article on her. Isn't that beautiful? So, and then there's another, and then there's another, and so there's all these Essence books, and I'm not going to go through and read all of them, but there are some awesome book suggestions, and selections in there. Now, my foot is about to fall asleep because I'm sitting up there holding y'all up. There you go. See, that's my foot. Anyway, I'm going to check on you guys, and it is 7 o'clock. It's actually 7:08. So we have done our hour, and also wanted to talk about, just actually show you, as I said, 3 books at the beginning, and these are the other 2. We talked about Redemption Song because that was a very nostalgic moment that Dee Dee brought back to me when she went live. And then this is the Scottsboro You heard of the Scottsboro Boys? Whew. Let me go back and see what you're seeing. Okay, so there it is, Scottsboro, by Dan T. Carter, right? Now, if you have not heard of this, this is a revised edition. It says enlarged to include the latest significant developments in one of the 20th century's most celebrated civil rights cases, a tragedy of the American South. And I'll just read one of the blurbs. Here is the genuine historian at his proper work of finding the truth, whatever it teaches, wherever he can find it, and whomever it incites. Carter has ransacked a staggering number of archives, interviewed the survivors, and touched all the bases. He tells his story without fear and without favor. So says C. Van Woodard of New York Times Book Review. And this is what I wanted to show you too. In the inside of that. Isn't that beautiful? But that's a nice tribute piece of artwork for a tragedy of the American South. It's called Scottsboro. And there's a book called The Scottsboro Boys. I'm having a hard time breathing and talking and my head hurting. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap this up. Interrupted Journeys. If you do not know about the Scottsboro Boys or this case, I would suggest you look this up. I can't wait to read this next year. And I do want to get the Scottsboro Boys because I want to read it from two different writers' perspectives. I told you I can't talk. But I do want to look up him. And we were talking about Isabel Wilkerson and The Warmth of Other Suns. And she's born in 1961. She's a young one. She's a little bit older than me. Okay. I'm sorry, she's a little bit older than me. Washington, D.C. She don't look older than me. That's a good picture. Washington, D.C. She went to Howard University. She is amazing. And then I was just going to look up Dan T. Carter because remember, I want to make sure that the books I read next year are all African American, even if it's about us, and it's not. He is a white male. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. I am doing something for myself. Dan T. Carter is an American historian. June 17, 1940, he's age 77 years old. His education was the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and so forth and so on. And he's got lots of awards. And he's got, he's nominated for Edgar Award for Best Fact Crime. Wow, awards, Bancroft Prize, and so forth and so on. I'm about to bore the heck out of you because this is actually what I do when ain't nobody watching. I'm reading Wikipedia on writers. That's what I do. I love it. So anyway, so this might be one I have to actually save until 2019 when I read all American and all overseas, and I'll interchange the months, the quarters actually. Like one quarter I'll read nothing but overseas, and I can't wait to read Hajin again, and I'll probably read all the books that I have on him, and then I'll do the second quarter of the year all American. Then the third quarter, all overseas, and so forth and so on. Anyway, Gil Scott, and this is The Vulture and the Nigger Factory by Gil Scott Heron, and this is a beautiful cover. And I think I've shown you guys this before, but I just do want to, each time that I'm on live, to make some suggestions for next year. And if you're not going to follow it to a T like I am, where if you want to learn about this case, then read about it. Next year, fine with me and Mr. Gil Scott Heron. And that is all I got. And I'm going to read y'all suggestions and then we out of here. Hi, baby. Taco Casa, bring me taco. Thank you. Okay, you can take this water because I can't drink both of them. I'm drinking so much water today. Thank you. Man, you put your hand on nothing in my mouth.
What?
Nothing. You just handed me this and I put it in my mouth.
That's cute.
Thank you. Alright. There's two of them.
Yeah, you said two of them, right?
No, two of them come in the thing.
Oh, that's cute.
Well, I got one for tomorrow. Put this in the refrigerator for my lunch for tomorrow. Look at you guys. Thank you. Alright. Is the air conditioner on?
I don't think so.
I thought I turned it down, like, so I could get cold or something. Thank you, baby.
All right.
Let me He's so handsome. He's talking about, big old baby. His daddy handsome. I must say so myself. Okay, let me stop. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap this up. We've been going way over, and I have no control. And that's another thing I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that I segment. I give myself maybe 10 minutes to talk about this particular thing, 10 minutes to talk about another, 30 minutes to go on a rant about books and do some reading and what have you. Talking about reading, as you guys know, I'm in bed with this. And see all these are bookmarks I actually made. I used to paint bookmarks and sell them at my art shows, as I've told you guys before. And they're in 3 different places because I had planned on doing some reading throughout the night and then putting it down and then reading, just to show you how beautiful this writing is. Again, this is Violet Leduc, and this is La Bâtarde. I found out about this if you are new to my channel and you're wondering why the long videos. Because I can. and we can do whatever we want at Booktube, and I just think that we just constantly keep growing and doing the things that we really want to do, and nobody should stop you and tell you what the Booktube rules are. But I am talking to my friends, I am talking to you, I'm talking to passers-by, people who I'm not trying to sell books because nobody's paying me to do this. This is fun for me. I enjoy it. I have a passion for the literary word. I have a passion for the word, the beginning, the word, and the word was good, and the word was, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, and but I got back to reading this because I didn't really DNF it. I just feel like when I started this at the beginning of the year, I put it down. I mean, it was just kind of heavy with the little love making going on with this, you know, situation. And then, but it's so good. This is so good. This is a character study, and it's her. I mean, she's telling her story, and how she's telling it is what is so beautiful. This is an artist, and that's what I said a whole bunch of stuff just to say that some writers are just very well storytellers, and I think it's all art. I just think everything is. But then some of them are just really artists. Like, this is an artist, the way she put this book together and the way she's telling her story. So I love it. I'm not going to read it tonight because we've already gone long enough. I'm just letting you guys know, to give you an update, those of you who have been watching me struggle with getting back to reading physical books and just putting on my John Coltrane and opening up a book and filling it and reading it and so forth. I am back with that, and it feels good to do that. And so my body is like literally feels wet and clammy, and I'm going to get off of here. And I hope you guys take care of yourselves, feel good. I'll do the same. And I'm going to wrap this up. And if you are in the chat room, you get to see all the wonderful things that are being said. And I plan to try Atika next year. Brittany, hi Brittany. I'm sorry. Nikki G is so accessible in her poetry. Yes, and what I have, bicycle poetry. I have that one, and I have another one that Miss Clara gave me. And if you guys watch this, she was one of my phenomenal women, Miss Clara, the woman that from New York that gave me that book. She was a part of my book club in Florida, and she gave me the Nikki Giovanni book, and she's a phenomenal woman to me as well. So hi Brittany, thank you so much, and for watching and chatting. And I'm sorry, I have the collected poems of Nikki Giovanni from 1968 to 1995. I haven't read it all, but I enjoyed the ones I have read from them, says Michael Reeds. And I totally love that you guys are speaking to one another. Bye, y'all, says Michael. Bye, Michael. I probably missed you. And we will talk again soon. Girl, go to bed. Most definitely. Get well, says Kay. And on that note, I bid you adieu. I am going to turn off the camera and sip before I say goodbye. It's been fun. It's been real. This is Booktube Live on Art Books Live. I am Denise D. Cooper. I'm an artist who loves books and has gone live on Booktube instead of creating the same type of videos I was creating. I won't be doing any characters. But then again, in 2018, who knows? Stay tuned for it. Bye, you guys. Thank you. Thanks, Kid Janae. Thanks, Denise Rader. Thanks, Musical Toddy. Thanks, Erica. Thanks, Brittany. Thanks, Michael Reeds. Thanks, Paul, Nicole, Columbus, everybody. I'm going to hit the stop streaming. And we're going to actually, hopefully I don't get in trouble, but we're going to go out just like we came in. Afro-punk videos. I got a big old zit. Now you got the makeup on tonight on my face because, yeah, I just put a little bit on here, but not here. Look at that. That's what happens when you get sick. Or it's fake hair. Good bit. Need my glasses. Where are they? I don't even know if I can eat. I'm not even hungry. Bye, guys.